Joining me now, the Florida Attorney General, Ashley Moody. It's good to see you. Critics say Joe Biden is going to facilitate another wave of illegal aliens into the United States, this time through your state. Now, Texas has said that under the 10th Amendment, they have the right to stop that invasion constitutionally. According to the Constitution, where does Florida stand on the crisis they're facing right now?
Well, as you know, we have been very much in support of Texas doing what it needs to do to protect its state, protect its borders. It's Groundhog Day again. We are faced with the potential, surge of illegal immigrants into a state, due largely in part to the, chaos of this administration and the inviting policies as it relates to our country. And you nailed it when you are right. It's a lack of law and order in two countries, not just Haiti, that's been overrun by gangs. And those gangs, by the way, have taken over government buildings. They have just run roughshod over the prisons. 4,000 prisoners are running rampant in Haiti. And we have a complete breakdown and no law and order as it relates to immigration and the security in the United States of America because of this president. And so Governor DeSantis is doing all that he can to step up, make sure our assets are watching the waters. This is not some hypothetical situation. We've already intercepted boats with Haitians trying to come to our shores. As you know, this follows where we've intercepted Chinese nationals trying to come into Florida by boat. So Florida deals with a different kind of border, certainly, but nonetheless, it is about protecting the state, protecting its people, and knowing who is trying to come in amongst an overwhelming, unprecedented surge.
Well, Madam Attorney General, I have to ask, has anybody from the federal government actually pretended to care? Have they reached out to your office about the situation, or to your knowledge, have they reached out to Governor DeSantis's office? Or has the federal government abandoned Florida just as they abandoned Texas?
Well, I can tell you, I have been fighting since the very first month of the Biden administration to get this government, the administration, to do its job as it relates to immigration and nationality. When they started releasing those who are illegally committing crimes back into our streets because of a policy change, we sued. We have been in court consistently and winning, forcing this administration to do its job. They do not want to do their job. They are perfectly fine breaking the law, as we have submitted and argued multiple times, not only breaking the law as it relates to the border and, vetting those that are coming in against this mass surge, they're building new programs to bring hundreds of thousands into the country when our states and our cities are already declaring emergencies. It makes absolutely no sense. You see time and time again in Florida and elsewhere, where those that have come through, whether they've been vetted and released or whether they haven't, committing crimes. And it's an untenable situation that is the direct result of the abdication of responsibility of President Biden. Any American that is not paying attention to this and what has happened to our country as a result of his policy decisions needs to wake up, because our country is a very different country than it was when this president took office.
Hey, man, I've only got about 30 seconds left, but I know you overheard our conversation with our legal experts there at the top. As one of the leftist lawfare cases against President Trump unfolds in your state right now as we're speaking, what's your view from 10,000 feet up on the Democrats weaponizing the law against their political opponents and, of course, going soft on criminals all over this country?
It's just as I said, folks are waking up and trying to figure out if this is the same country that it was when Biden took over. It is hard to imagine that a sitting president would not be charged in very similar circumstances because he didn't have the wherewithal or the acumen to understand what he's doing, yet he can run our country. And a former president is actually being charged and pursued because he does have the wherewithal and the acumen and the mental acuity to understand. It makes absolutely no sense. But we are living in a topsy-turvy world. I know many people are craving the stability of the prior administration. And I think that this case, as compared to the one that was just dismissed against President Biden, breaks Americans' heart.
It does. Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody, thank you very much. Appreciate the time. Straight ahead on the Chris Salcedo